And welcome once again to the Political Twilight Zone, the PTZ. This is John Baldwin, and I'm here with
Morgan Brittany.
And boy, I'm telling you what, every time we do this podcast, we think, can it get any crazier? And it does. It just keeps getting crazier and crazier.
I know it. It is so true.
Oh my goodness. And so I guess the first topic we'll start with tonight is the most current, and that is Trump having the COVID-19 virus. And of course, that came out last Friday morning, I guess it did. And he went to Walter Reed Hospital over the weekend and then came home yesterday. What are your thoughts on all of this?
Well, I think, listen, I look at it in a positive way, actually. It's terrible that he and Melania and Kayleigh McEnany and a few of the other people, a couple of the senators got it. But it's awfully odd to me that it's mostly all Republicans that got COVID and not a Democrat in the room got it. I don't understand that one at all, but we won't go there. I'm thinking that Trump has actually spun this in a positive direction because when you sent me those text messages about the speeches that he gave, I wasn't able to watch it live, but I went back and watched it, from the hospital and everything, and then when he went out in the car and he waved to all the people that had shown up for support, I'm beginning to think, maybe he knows how to work this thing, because now he becomes even more of one of the people because he's experienced it, lived through it, won the battle, and can give people a lot of strength and a lot of hope, and like he says, not to be so afraid. Don't be scared of it, And I'm thinking that maybe the Biden camp over there is scrambling to get it, kind of a rebuttal to that.
Right. Well, I think it was Rush yesterday said Trump with COVID is still doing more than Biden is healthy.
Yeah, I know, and that is so true. And that's the thing that just really amazes me is that they'll show video or whatever or news clips of Biden at some quote event, and you see three people there, and they're saying he's 16 points ahead or whatever. It's crazy. How could that possibly be?
I don't know. Well, I do think that as I watched it over the weekend, I had several thoughts. First of all, if Trump does come through this COVID virus, and it looks like he is, he's doing well right now, although they do say that sometimes it takes, 10 days for it to fully manifest itself. But if he pulls through this, it's going to make him even more invincible and stronger than he already is. I mean, the guy got COVID and he beat it. I mean, from a political standpoint, you got to use that to your political advantage. What better story going into the elections that this guy got the thing that was so dangerous to everybody and he beat it.
Yeah, exactly. And he's also taking, they're treating him with drugs that are experimental, and he's actually willing to take this for the American people and see that it works, or that, it worked for him. I mean, this is kind of a really gutsy thing to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I thought about that too, and it shows real leadership and the fact that he's not like in a castle somewhere, cordoned off from the populace.
Yeah.
I likened Trump's fight with COVID to, COVID is Mike Tyson and Trump is Buster Douglas. So I don't know if I get that reference or not. But
I know it.
The other thing I thought about when I was watching Saturday evening, well, first of all, there was an article, I think, on Breitbart. Trump supporters shut down Fifth Avenue in New York City. That's incredible.
That is. I saw a little blurb about that. Yeah, can you imagine?
Yeah. I mean, this is like the liberal bastion of the country, and yet Trump supporters came up out of the woodwork, so to speak, and shut down part of the avenue. And that goes back to a larger point that I was thinking about is that Trump fighting for the American people has given other people the courage to start pushing back against this liberal narrative that have been on the attack for probably a whole generation now, but nobody's ever fought back against it like Trump has, and it's causing other people to push back and fight back, not in a violent way, but to to show their support for the man. And
yeah, I know it. I completely agree with you, and it makes it absolutely crystal clear how both sides are dealing with this. I mean, you've got Trump, who's out there saying, we got to get back, we got to fight this, we got to beat it, just kind of like in a war battle, full speed ahead, right? What was it? Right. Who was that said, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, really,
yeah.
That's the attitude that he's got, that this is not going to knock us down. We're a great country. We're a great people. We can do this. And then on the Biden side, it's, well, he's putting people in danger, and we've got to shut everything down, and I'm going to re-shut the country down. I mean, it's crystal clear as to what you want, and I am just appalled at the number of people who literally would be willing to just go hide in a hole somewhere. But then again, how do you figure Democrats, right?
That's true. Yeah, and it's fear, and the other aspect of this, which we'll get into here, is the media's reaction to all this, because the media loves to make people fearful, and Trump has just completely obliterated their narrative, which explains why they are so, what's the word I'm looking for, unhinged, that he is now back at the White House.
Oh yeah, and they're using everything in the book. He's putting people in danger. He's doing this. He's doing that. No, he's not. And I feel bad kind of for the doctors, because the doctors are out there saying, "Hey guys, don't second guess us. We're the ones treating him here. We know whether he can go back or not." I mean, I've heard some of these people on the media that just. Really, you can't believe some of the things that come out of their mouths.
Yeah, I didn't realize that so many the media people were doctors and MDs. Did you?
Yeah, or scientists even, right?
Exactly.
I know. But it's just, I just look at that and I'm embarrassed for them.
Yeah. They have no idea how they're being perceived by the country, because they live in their bubble. They go to their little cocktail parties and rub elbows with their friends who all feel the same way they do. Because I was watching Friday night. I was up at my mom's and we were watching the coverage when he was getting ready to get in the helicopter and go over to Walter Reed. And of course, my mom watches CBS, and we were watching Noel O'Donnell. And after about 5 minutes, I'm like, I can't watch this.
Yeah.
Because they're just making stuff up. If the media had to actually just report what they were seeing and stop speculating, they wouldn't be able to function.
No, they wouldn't, and it amazes me. I never think they can be more stupid, but they just prove me wrong,
Yeah, and then the latest, when Trump tweeted yesterday not to be so fearful and not to let COVID dominate your life, and of course they just blew up all that. Oh, he's saying that people don't have anything to worry about and all this. I'm like, he didn't say anything anywhere close to that.
No, and you know what? His underlying message, what I took away from it, is the way that people of faith think. People of faith leave it in the hands of God, and they fight on, and they struggle through, and they make it through because they know they've got a higher power on their side. And so the underlying message in what he said is, don't let this get you down. Don't let it. We're going to fight through, and we've got a higher power helping us. Right. And to me, that's the way I get through things. He didn't have to say it, but that was kind of what I took away from it when he said, "Don't let this run your life,"
Right.
And I really appreciated that when he said that. I mean, really good things came out. As bad as COVID is, and as horrible it is to have it, he's making the best of it, I think.
Right. I think so too. And continue to pray for him and for his full recovery. But I think I was surprised he went home yesterday. I mean, that's really a quick
Yeah. Oh, me
turnaround.
too. Me too.
Now, the other thing, the media, I noticed this too. They kept saying, well, the average American doesn't have this kind of health care. And I'm like, oh, do you mean that Obamacare doesn't give the regular Americans this kind of health care? I thought it was like the be all to end all.
Yeah, so did I. I thought this was the best ever. Yeah, right.
So,
Oh, I tell you, I don't
well,
know.